choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
What is up? Good morning, Syndicate. Hope everybody's good today. Happy Thursday, as always. Got my buddy Chuck McDowell. Dude, we were talking offline. I'm like, I love sharing with everybody, but I kind of wanted to not be live and just keep talking. So I apologize. We were like 20, 30 seconds late because we were having a good combo. Man, appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, my friend. Good to be back here.
Always, dude. I'm excited.
I get a lot of really good messages from this, man, and it makes me, like it's kind of like when I get a letter. I got them all on my desk. When I get a letter from a happy client where they handwrite a note. But when I'm on here with you and I get text messages or social media messages, man, how much they enjoyed it, and it's just fun, man. Good to see you.
I agree. Someone asked me the other day. They were like, they didn't know if I put the wrong post on social because I don't normally have repeats. They're like, you having Chuck again, or did you mess that up? I'm like, nah, dude, buckle up. We're gonna do this a lot because we have fun.
Oh yeah.
So I appreciate you.
If it works, it works.
That's right, dude. That's right. Hey, offline, and you share what you want to share. My favorite part when I talk to you is and you enjoy life, dude. You have plenty of chill time. You guys have a blast at the beach and wherever you do. You guys have a lot of family time. But you said to me, I'm working harder now than I've ever worked in my life.
Ever.
It's super respectable, man.
Wow.
So I love it.
There's no way I can work any harder. No way I can have more going on right now. My wife said, will you please stop buying companies? Will you please stop? I'm closing on a company next week that, it's a crazy business. The guy's making $1.2 million a year. And I asked him, how much are you spending on marketing? He said $4,600. And I said, is that a week or a month?
Right.
He said, that's in a year. I said, you spent $4,600 in marketing? What kind of marketing? He said, I boosted Instagram posts. I said, brother, that's not marketing. You should have bought $4,600 worth of fireworks. At least you could have afforded the fireworks. I mean, so my plan was is just spend $5-10 a month on marketing of this product, this company, and it's a company that. It's a concierge healthcare industry where if you got strep throat or the flu or an earache or your son or daughter's got a runny nose and you don't want to go sit at a doctor, nobody wants to go to a doctor. Nobody will come to your house. Now, of course, it's not for everybody because we don't take insurance. It's cash, but it's the average client refers 3.5 new clients per year.
Got it.
So they don't
steal the snot out of it.
Marketing, but I'm going to market the hell out of it, and I'm going to go flip it for about 10 times what I pay for it in about 12 months. So
I love it, dude.
That's like fun. Can't get enough cash. I like cash.
Yeah.
Everybody can have all the Bitcoin they want. My sons keep saying, you need to buy Bitcoin. You need to buy Bitcoin. I'll reach in my wallet. I carry my money like this. I have it my whole life. So that's my credit cards, my cash.
And the rubber band.
I said, so I'm going to reach in and grab my cash. You reach in and grab your Bitcoin. Now, I should have bought it when they told me to, and it was $100. So
Yeah.
we'll get into a Bitcoin conversation because I can go on all day about that too. But wish I would have bought it when it was $100.
Yeah. Amen, brother. I don't know nothing about it, but I remember years ago someone was like asking me about it because I'm in like finance stuff, and I'm like, dude, I don't know nothing about that stuff. I stay away from it.
Well, I got you this quick.
I've done the math a few times, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. I know me and the wife, God gave me a sign. And it's one of those that I regret because so my sons were talking to me about it. This is when I was not flying to the Virgin Islands in my own plane. I was flying commercial, and because I was in the little airport in a place called Beef Island, in Virgin Gorda. No, it's not Virgin Gorda. It's Beef Island. And the sign on the counter said MasterCard, Visa, Amex, Bitcoin.
Really?
And I went, this was 8 years ago, I believe. I went, Bitcoin. Well, God's trying to give me a sign. I even said it out loud to my wife. And she's like, Bitcoin's the devil. You don't need to buy. But she also thinks that that advertising on social media is horrible, and it's maybe you wouldn't be driving that G-Wagon if I couldn't run Facebook ads. It's slow your roll on that a minute. So,
I love it.
Sometimes God gives us a sign and we choose to ignore it.
Yeah, I love that.
I ignored, but anyway.
Hey,
life's been busy, bro.
How about you? Hey, life is good over here, dude. We're staying crazy busy too. Really? I wouldn't know what to do if I wasn't busy. I get bored. Like I do good things too. Yeah, I mean, we have downtime and away time, but after a little while, dude, I'm like, how long can I just sit here? Yeah, I do get bored. And I like people ask like, what do you have for hobbies? I'm like, I go to the gym, and I build this. Like I actually enjoy the building of stuff, and putting things in place. Like I actually just enjoy it. You know, so I'd rather do that with my downtime than some of the other stuff, which no offense to others. Do you still?
Let me touch on that before you ask my question. I realized on our last vacation, we went spent 2 weeks in the British Virgin Islands. It's the Virgin Islands is where I tell my wife my soul is the happiest. Just the water and the islands and the boats and the rum and the tequila. I'm sorry, and the boats and the water. All that was it just. But I realized when I was there this time that my favorite hobby of all is work.
Yeah.
It's not work. I don't even like the word work. It's business.
Yeah.
Growing. Yeah. I love startups. So I love mentoring and helping other people start up business. Like Jay Abraham, my mentor, he hates a startup. And he hates a startup because 95% of them fail and he don't want his name attached to it. And so him and I are working on building a mastermind group together where he works with high level $40, $50 million company and I help startups. But I realized then that, like when I go play golf, I suck at golf. But when I taught a friend of mine last year, where he goes, man, your golf just gotten worse. How do you get worse at golf? I go, well, I'll compare my paycheck, what I pay myself every month to what you get paid at your job every month. And so you're great at golf. Congratulations. But I get to fly on a private jet to the Virgin Islands. You don't. So
amen.
And I'm working.
Hey, I saw your picture. What's that place called? Like the Wet Dollar, the dirt. What
Soggy Dollar Bar.
Soggy Dollar. Yeah, I saw you there a couple weeks ago. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be honest, and I know you'll be good. But one day I'm like, me and Steph are gonna crash your party out there. We want to come.
Oh, no. We're gonna plan a party.
I love it.
If you plan a party, it's always a better party than if it just happens.
I love it. I definitely want to go there.
So Soggy Dollar,
Soggy Hundreds and
Soggy Dollar is a place that's mandatory that everybody on earth, unless you don't like sun and beach. I mean, there's some people that don't. I've got one friend. He calls it the big eyeball in the sky. He don't like the sun. He don't like the sand. He don't like none of any of that. But it's called Soggy Dollar because there's no docks. You got to get out of the boat, and you're going to get wet. Your money's going to get wet. It was built, but they didn't even have electricity when they built it. And now it's it was the only bar on White Bay. It's the stretch of sand's called White Bay. Now there's several places that have come there just to be close to Soggy Dollar, just to get some of their walk business that walks around. But they've got a drink called the Painkiller. And
told me.
So
It's on my list.
My wife will have like 3 of them, and I stack up cups as far as I can get them. There, and anybody listening, you got to go to Soggy Dollar Bar. We stay at Rosewood, Little Dick's Bay. A lot of jokes there, I know. And it's in Virgin Gorda, but it is absolutely phenomenal. And that place and the Brando and the Polynesian Islands, the Brando is maybe the nicest resort I've ever been. It was purchased. The string of islands was purchased by Marlon Brando about 40 years ago, and there's 24 1-bedroom houses, and there's a 1 2-bedroom and 1 4-bedroom. So you got like, so we walk out of the bar, and Ellen DeGeneres and her wife or her husband, I don't know how they do that. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, man. Don't anybody send me mad at me. I don't know if it's husband, wife, or I got nothing, but I love Ellen, and I love Ellen because of, I mean, she risked everything, So if anybody that hears me talking up knows, she jumped. I mean, I'm not going to get a little wet by jumping in the water. I'm getting wet. I jumped, and she came out, and I'm gay, and if you don't like it, and then they as they say it today, they canceled her. Yeah. And then she comes back. And so I walk out of this bar called Bob's Bar at the Brando, and I look at Portia, and I go, I know this lady somewhere. I don't know who she is, but I know her. Then I look, and Ellen standing 2 feet from me. And I tried to not lock up. But not many people. I had dinner with Luke Bryan and his wife the other night. So being in Nashville, you don't lock up too much when you see somebody that's kind of famous. But when I saw Ellen, it was a little. So it's that kind of place. So anyway,
I love it, dude.
Everybody says, make that a go.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, and if y'all have questions, type them in. Otherwise, again, me and him will just chat the whole time. But if you have anything you want to know, type them in. I'll ask them. Depending on which platform you're watching on, you might have to text me or DM me. I see some of them on my screen here. But dude, do people give you? And I know you don't care, but there's people that like. Those people that give you a hard time for continuing to work, and they're like, it's not all about the money. It's not all about what I'm saying? I assume you still deal with that. What do you say to people that are kind of in that spot or getting it from
double fisted? I mean, again, I go up. My wife does it. The old opposite attract thing is, like I said, she don't like social media marketing.
Yeah.
And, if you're going to start a business today, there's no yellow pages. You have to be able to learn social media marketing. If you're young today, I think this is actually a problem. What I'm about to say, though. Look, when I was young, I sold Cutco knives. Mm-hmm. And I sold electrostatic sweepers. I knock on doors and sell somebody a $50 sweeper to clean their house with. And but today, if I'm young, and I don't know that I'm going to learn. When I decided to be a salesperson, and that core, that's really what I am. I don't like saying I'm a CEO, or I'm a salesperson, and I'm proud of that. But I studied sales. I went to every Tom Hopkins, Zig Ziglar. I listened to them in my car, my cassettes. I mean, I just soaked it in. Today, I don't know if I would do that, or if I would be like a buddy of mine, or a person I know here in Nashville, went bought a $400,000 Ferrari, and he's trashing it on YouTube, and he's already made $3 million in 3 weeks trashing a Ferrari on YouTube. So finding people that can sit at a kitchen table knee to knee and sell a $100,000 annuity to somebody you just met, that's sales. I mean, if you do that, that's sales. Today, it's instead of learning that, I can just put an ad on Facebook and sell T-shirts or water or workout supplements. Oh my gosh, all the supplements. All these doctors that come up with this new something to help you go to the bathroom. I don't know, but people are not. I think the fine art of sales is slowly drifting away, and that part that's the only part of. And then even when I say stuff, I feel like I'm getting old, and back in the good old days. There was no good old days back then. This is the good old days. Yeah. I mean, shit, we didn't have Advil. I mean, we had a bare aspirin to take that and shut up. I mean, freak out without Advil today. So this is the good old days. So nobody ever say that I missed the good old days. No, you're in them. They might be a little crazier because of these things, but it's also the reason I think universities. I'm a big sponsor of the Entrepreneur School at Middle Tennessee State University. I was just there yesterday judging a competition. I put up the money for all the awards, and they put up $10 million to name the school, the entrepreneurship school, and my name is Chuck McDowell School of Entrepreneurship. And I ask them, which one's more important? You getting my $10 million, or me forming a line of people to get in line to get in your school?
Yeah,
that's two different things. They didn't answer it, but $10 million. Yeah, that's why because I don't think they get it. Yeah, so, people that are on social, you're big time influencers. I can start naming them. We'll just go from Gary Vee to Grant Cardone on down. All bash colleges, and I completely disagree that I don't think that we need college anymore for learning as much, because we have all information on demand I have in my hand right now. All right. So the people I met in college, the people that like now when we have masterminds, we have meetings, we have conventions. It's if you go to a convention and you sit and take notes and you listen and you learn from that one person on stage and then that next person on stage, and you do not hand out your business card to every human that you see and walk up and shake their hand and go, what do you do? Yesterday morning, I'm at this event at MTSU, and there's one young man that I've not met yet, and most of them knew me because I'm the one sponsoring the thing, and they bring me up and I'll talk a little bit. And I went over and introduced myself to him, and he started a real estate agency about 4 years ago. He's 28 years old, and I've got a mortgage company that's drowning because nobody's buying houses right now. And I said, what do you do? I started a real estate company. And he's got 200 agents. I do 600 homes a year. He said, if you'll mentor me, I'll give you all my loans.
Wow.
Okay. You just took me from losing $350,000 a month to breaking even.
Yep.
Just by that one meeting.
One combo.
If you go to anything, man, and you don't meet everybody there, and I'll let you just this. I carry this is where I'm gonna plug a company. It's where I get my business cards. It's mymetalbusinesscard.com, and I use a carbon fiber business card. And every time I do it, I have to rip this off, and I do it on purpose just because it's posturing. It's all marketing, and it's carbon fiber. And when I hand you that card, you look at it and you go, is that really carbon fiber? Yep. They're about $3.50 a piece, and they don't throw them away. But you got to. College is all about who you meet. And life's about who you meet and who you know and who can help. If enough good people get together and share ideas and talk and help each other and truly care about the other person winning at life, then you're going to win at life. You can't help enough people. The more you help, the more you get back. And so
I agree. That's how we got here.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. He was standing over in the corner against that wall at that event. And I was like, yo, who's that guy? I liked your shoes. I was like, yo, he's got dope shoes. I got to go meet him.
Yeah, everybody talked about the suit. And Brad Lee loved the suit, didn't he? He just kept talking about the suit. He was jealous. He'd keep pulling off. But nobody mentioned the shoes, brother. Yeah,
I like the shoe. I'm a shoe guy. I went up to Mike. I'm like, yo, who's that? I like his shoes. I'm gonna go. And he started telling me about you. I'm right over there. So, talk about, what's funny is like, that acres of diamonds concept where you're so close to hitting it, but you ain't got the money yet and people give up. Looking back, dude, what was like a breaking point for you to go from, because obviously people listen, know you were broke. You had a tough time going through it, and now you fly on your own plane. Looking back, man, what was that? Do you remember like something that happened or clicked, or what was the tipping point? Or
My life and my brain really is to me, we're all children. So I look like a 63-year-old man now because I am. I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I lived through the 80s. That's a whole, we can spend an hour on that. But we're all still children. We're all still the 12 or 13-year-old that we remember us then. I think we were molded then. I think a lot of people have mom and daddy issues that hold them back, and they make them feel like they don't deserve this or that. They don't deserve a brand new Bentley or a Rolls or a jet or they don't deserve it because they see themselves for the problems and issues they had when they were young. But me protecting my mom was married 13 times before my 13th birthday. It was not fun. We had hell. Overnight, I went from in the poorest kid in school to the richest kid in school. My grandparents on my father's side took me and my sister. And so that is what changed my life. Having grandparents that already raised their own kids, now gonna raise two more. That's what changed my life. But I got to see poor and I got to see wealthy. That helps, you know. Yep. I drive to there's a church here in town that we pay for everything for them. And it's not in a good part of town. I drove my new Bentley. I just got a new Bentley a month ago, and I drove it over there. And I had people say, "Man, don't it scare you driving your Bentley over there?" I go, "Nah, I mean, we're all gonna die. So somebody shoots me driving my Bentley, trying to go help people. Okay, it's better than a heart attack in the kitchen. I mean, a lot better story." And but I think you have to. I'm saying all this to say this. I think you have to see it to be it. And it's our job as anybody that's successful. Your job is to let somebody else see it so they can believe they can get there. So when I saw it, man, believing it's a hard word. That's like in the Bible, you got to start going to that. The word believe is that's a hard one. And believing that you deserve it, oh boy, that's a deep conversation. Believing that your family, I mean, that's almost sick to think that your family and your kids. But like when I hear people talk about, you know, Chuck, you wear too much gold, and now you need to put your necklace up when you go walk in this meeting. Or, dude, I'm gonna be me. My great grandfather was gaudy. He had gold and diamonds all over him, cigars on. And then I'm going to be me. I heard a saying when I was young, he who has the gold makes the rules. And I remember going, well, I want gold. Well, I get as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
But, you know, the tipping point was, again, to me, it goes back to your youth and what you believe in yourself and believing in yourself. But it's not I don't think any of us we can all name this thing happened or that thing happened, and that helped mold us.
Yeah.
But I think it's a string of things, and to me, it was always, and everybody hears me talk about touch the line all the time, but it's about doing things the right way all the time, and it's about getting your ass up off the mat when you just got knocked out, man. Yeah. I mean, as I was driving here this morning, driving to my office this morning, thinking about what I may or may not talk about on this, and the KISS theory just kept coming to my brain for some reason, and it's just keeping things simple. And you have to, when you fail, you just got to get back up. That's the hard part of life, man. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. And I'm not like when my first wife passed away.
Yeah.
I curled up in a ball for 3 years, buddy. I mean, I gained, I don't know, 60, 70 pounds. I was 50 pounds heavier than I am now. And right now, I want to punch myself in the face for not working out today. But
days early, bro.
I know. And, but that knocked the wind out of my sails, as they say. To get back up from that was a difficult one. but that's the key. I mean, I say this all the time. I said this yesterday probably 20 times to these young entrepreneurs at Middle Tennessee State University. They're giving elevator pitches to me, and their business was completely flawed, incorrect. But what was so beautiful is looking in their eyes, and in their eyes, they're onto something that there's no way it's going to fail. Yeah. And I love that. I know it's going to fail. One lady was, she wanted to be in the digital marketing world. I said, tell me what a lookalike campaign is. And she didn't know what lookalike campaigns were. I said, so you need to get from this, that you're in an area that's not, I say it's not some of the money, digital marketing. Everybody that I know in business needs help with their online, social media, digital marketing, every human in America. So if you don't know what to do with your life, learn that, because that's not where some of the money's at. That's where all the money's at. Now, of course, there's some money. You can be a professional golfer and make money, but not everybody's got that. But if you're looking for something like, what do I do in my life? And you enjoy marketing, we'll do whatever you have to do to learn social media marketing. But so watch a young entrepreneur have that look in their eye that there's no way they're going to fail. So when that person does fail, you got to get back up, man. Yeah. And that it's easy to say when you're not in their shoes. When my first wife passed away, 2 weeks after she died, I had a friend of mine stop by the house and he goes, man, you got to get out of the house. You got to get back in life and you got to get going. I had on a pair of house shoes and I slipped my shoes off. I said, won't you get my shoes a minute, buddy? Yeah. I can't right now. I can't move. I don't know what to do because, and I'm going to touch on this, might be a little morbid, but I think this is important. This is something really important for me to say right now, is when somebody passes away, number one, have the class to go to the funeral. I know I had a friend of mine go, dude, I don't do funerals. I don't like funerals. So you tell me somebody does? I mean, but if you have a friend who loses someone, it's important to be there during the process, during the 3 days before the funeral and at the funeral. But here's what you need to do if you're a real friend. After that's over, nobody knows what to say or what to do. And then that person is stuck in their house or stuck all alone by themselves because nobody knows what to say to them. If you have a friend or you just know someone that loses somebody, be there for them afterwards. Call them every week. Go take them to lunch and be their friend. Spending that time, God always pays you back for that, man. I mean, to me, that's the giving thing I do is I say you can't outgive God. And I caught a guy the other day. I needed some help with my buddy Luke Bryan's duck hunting hole. And it's a really weird story. But the guy said, well, I'd be happy to be a consultant. He can pay me a fee. I said, how about you just help him? Yeah. Luke Bryan, it's liable to come back. I mean, when Luke flies into town, we both have a house in the same area in Florida. But at my golf club, when I fly in, and if I want to go to my golf club, I fly in and I have my driver pick me up and take me to the golf club. When Luke Bryan flies in his jet, he lands and his helicopter takes him to the golf club. and I love it when I watch his helicopter come in. I go, you go, boy. Way to go, dude. And
levels to this thing.
But just help people, man. I mean, that's, if I got to say 2 keys to life, I mean, that would be 2 of them is give, help. That's your money, time, energy. And just, you got to get up, man. You got to, when you fail, failing is good. Yeah, but you have to get back up. I'm going to do this again. I do this every time I talk this is the thing you got to remember. One, you only have to be right one time, man.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, you're right one time. I mean, I started a little thing called timeshare cancellation and timeshare exit or whatever they call me. And we're an Inc. 500 company. But that's crazy, just, dude. You got to get up. You just got to get off the mat, but you got to fail. And you just got to, And if you're not failing, then you're playing it too safe.
Yeah. Did that company always make, because I know that wasn't your first deal in it. I know the story of how you transitioned to it, which was kind of through some failure in the selling it. And then, but did the cancellation piece always make money, or was there ever a struggle there?
Oh, there's all every day. There's always a struggle. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're not, I'm gonna say again, guys, gals, ladies, gentlemen, these days, if you're not struggling, if you're not a little scared, if you're not a little stressed out, if you're not doing it right.
Yeah, buddy.
And when they say scared money doesn't make money, that's in gambling. That's in, if you walk up to a blackjack table and you got $1,000, I love the person that goes, I'm going to take $1,000 to Las Vegas and that's all I'm going to lose. You might as well just go buy those fireworks I was talking about earlier, because you just said you were going to lose. Be careful what you say. But in business, you need a strategic plan put together on paper. Everything that you need to do, say, act, the people you need, what you're going to pay them, your marketing, everything, all that's going to be wrong. But you have to have that. Then you got to jump and you got to go all in. And then when that fails, that's when you start building character. That's when you find out what you're made out of. And you owe it to yourself to be the best you can be. And you can't be the best you can be if you don't get back up off the mat and go fight again. But you also owe it to your family. If you're married or you got kids, I mean, I owe it to my wife to give this everything I have. Yeah. I owe it to my children. My two sons work for me, but I owe it to them for them to see me busting my ass every day. And I owe it to them when their ass is not here on time and they're late to send their ass home, just like I would anybody else. But we all owe it to ourselves. Number one, you got to be the best you can be. And you can't do that by half-assing something. Yeah. You can't look back and go, man, I wish I would have. If I'd have just given it a little extra. Well, if you're giving it everything you have, you'll never do that because you can't. Now, can you give it everything you have and fail? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, Jay Abraham will say 95% of every business is going to fail. So no matter who you are, you got a 95% chance that whatever you're going to do is going to fail. It's the 5% the people that win big time and have their own private jet and helicopter. Dude, Luke, I mean, if you're in the music business, I mean, I'll go Chris Stapleton. Chris Stapleton was in Nashville 20 years doing backup. He didn't have the look. He quit. No kidding. Oh, dude, he was doing backup on everybody's album. He didn't have the look. He couldn't, he couldn't wear those little 30-inch jeans and the boots and, get up on stage and shake it. But can he sing? I mean, come on now. So living in Nashville, I see this all the time. I mean, you got somebody that might one day be one of the top songwriters in Nashville. I go to the Solo House here in Nashville about 3 days a week for lunch. That's where I do my business lunches there. And almost everybody works there moved here to be in the music business. Most of those people are going to fail and fail and fail. And most of them actually going to fail forever. Even if you think you're going to fail forever, you got to keep going, man. So, I know people hear that all the time. But some things you can't hear enough. And that defines you when it's all said and done at the end of your life. If you're 90 years old and you're laying on your deathbed, as they call it, and you're laying there thinking about your life, did I get up off the mat? Did I keep fighting? Did I keep punching life right in the fucking face? Yeah. And if you can't say that, why were you here? I mean, what did you do? So, I mean, when I'm on vacation, I'm working, but I'm also enjoying myself. I'm trying to relax a little bit. This was the first vacation I've ever been on that I didn't look at a TV, and I was proud of myself. I didn't look at any. I didn't watch any. The rooms there don't have TVs, but they have a room where you can go watch. Normally, I walk in and hear the news just to make sure nothing crazy is going on, but I didn't want to hear any of the crazy stuff. But I still work. But when I was in my 30s, I had a plan. What I did then was I worked for 90 days hard.
Yep.
And then I would take 2-week vacation. Then I would go 90 days, 2 weeks, and I'd actually detach and cut off. I can't cut off anymore. Yep. I learned that me cutting off caused me too much stress.
Yeah, makes sense.
And so what I would do is now what I do is I told my wife, I said, honey, I just need 30 minutes to make a couple phone calls, do all this. Yeah. Then I can breathe and relax and know that things not. And today I've got the best team around me I've ever had. And in building a business, you have to hire people that when you walk in a room, you think you're the dumbest one there. You must do that. That's another one of those mandatories. You cannot get past that. If you're the smartest person in the room, just because you want to be the smartest person in the room, you're going to fail. I'm just going to tell you that. You're going to fail. It's not, you get no chance. Right now, when I walk in, I have a CEO download every Monday and every Thursday at 10:30. It's when I have my certain people that I invite to that. And if you're in that meeting, I respect your opinion. And I'm the least intelligent human in that room on purpose. And you got to hire the right people. But again, I keep going back, man. You got to fail.
Yeah.
You can't be scared of failing. That's okay.
Yeah.
But you got to get back up, man.
I hear that you see it as part of the process, and a lot of people see the failure as like the end point. It's kind of like,
that's it's like that. I thought I had one somewhere, but I don't. The poster of like an iceberg or a mountain, and then
where it shows everything underwater. Yeah.
I mean, like me now. Like when I meet people now, they see me. Oh, this guy's been successful forever. No, dude, you didn't see what happened. You didn't see all the bullshit I've been through. Yeah. Like I've got a couple of friends that were born, as they call it, with a silver spoon in their mouth. They never needed for anything. I feel sorry for those people. I mean, they've had a nice, relaxing, easy, cushy life. Never really worked, kind of 10 hours a week, maybe. They work for mommy or daddy, and they've never had any ups and downs. And to me, that's sad. I mean, the fact that I've been broke, the fact that I've been bankrupt, the fact I've watched them hook up cars of mine and haul them off because I couldn't make the payment, the fact that, I've got it. Well, I'm not going to leave go get it, but I framed it. I had a IRS tax lien at one time. I told my accountant I want a copy of it. I'm going to frame it, put it on my wall. He goes, you're proud of that? And I went, yeah, I paid it. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the failure. I mean, dude, failing. Shit, you almost brought me to tears there, bro. Failing and getting back up. And when you look in the mirror and you know you did that, now you're alive. You're not living if you don't do that. Yeah. Anybody can go fail. Anybody play it safe and go get a job and make your money, go home, take your wife to go see a movie and go to Pizza Hut on Friday night, go home and hang out, and then go back and do it again, not drive the car you want, not go on a vacation to places you want, get your 401k, and you think you're going to live off that and Social Security, which you're not, but you think you will. Nothing wrong with that if that's what you want.
Yeah.
But that's just, to me, that's the playing it safe card. And obviously anybody just look at me.
Yeah.
And I'm not playing it safe. I just wouldn't, I mentioned I bought a car. I wouldn't, the car I bought was the most expensive the most expensive new Bentley ever sold in America. Proud of it.
Y'all ain't seen it yet. Go look at his social. I'm like, God, that kind of blue.
And see, when I put it on social, I put it up there as I'm going to go look at it. And
yeah, right. I saw you looking at it. I'm like, I told Steph, I'm like, he ain't looking at that thing.
That's the one thing. Like, I've got people that want to handle my social media marketing for me. Yeah. And I'm just not one to, something about that feels weird where everybody does the same game. This is me in my car, and this is me in my jet. And so if I do post something like that, it's hard, but I do it so others can see it, so they can be it. Yeah. Because if you know me, like I remember not too long ago, somebody asked us to sponsor something, and other people were doing it anonymously. They didn't want anybody to know that they did it. And I went, no, I want my name on it. Mm-hmm. They go, well, why? I said, I want people to go, if I knew Chuck McDowell when he was in high school. I knew when he was 10 years old. If he can do it, I can do it.
Amen, brother.
So, I say, put your name on it, man. Whatever you do, if you're successful, put your stamp on it. Let everybody know I did this, but reach out and help other people get there.
Yeah. I love that thought process. And I don't have a hard time believing I can accomplish what someone else can. Being Amanda's my right hand. She's like runs operations here. She's been with me like 6 years. Her and I were talking yesterday. And, we're coming to Nashville next a week from today. We'll be there. And she goes, because we talk about it so often. She's like, and she feels like definitely part of obviously the organization. She's helped me build it. And she's like, when are we getting a jet, man? Because we talk about it so often. And I'm like, dude, you seen Chuck's? We literally were talking about you yesterday. And I'm like, one day, and again, could I do it now? I could take a flight. I couldn't buy one like you. I could like get a flight, and I couldn't do it regular. So I haven't gone there yet. And I'm like, we talk about it all the time that when we hit this point, dude, I don't want to do commercial. And some people think it's weird and too much, but I'm like, yo, all these people that have fly private, I want to be one of those that does it anytime I want and doesn't care what it costs. Now I look at it and I'm like, do I really want to? And I can reason not doing it, but we talk about it all the time, dude. I'm definitely going to have a jet one day.
I will say that flying to the Virgin Islands, instead of leaving Nashville, going to Atlanta, and Atlanta to Puerto Rico to Tortola on a boat, that's like $1,500. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. My wife doesn't want to know the number, but it cost me $70,000 just to fly to a vacation and back. That's probably ignorant, but so what I tell people to do is this: there's a lot of charter companies. So like if you fly to Nashville, charter a jet, charter one, and I did that for 2 or 3 years. I didn't want to. Every time I would talk to somebody about buying into one, it was just stupid money.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
On mine, to make sure and I'll say this to everybody, and I say this probably too many times, but I own 25% of a plane. Yep. Another guy owns 25%, and the company that we're with owns half of it. Then they charter it, and we get a little piece of the charter fee, which helps offset ours, but not enough really. Yep. But I would tell people this: to start off by just charter a plane. Find a good company that's going to give you a decent price, and charter a jet, fly private but you're chartering. I'm not a Wheels Up. Wheels Up wouldn't be bad. I had a guy that one of the founders of Wheels Up tried to get me to move over there, and I said, here's the problem I have with Wheels Up. It's like on my 60th birthday, we went to the Virgin Islands again. I went to the Virgin Islands, and I chartered a yacht for 2 weeks, cook, chef, captain, everything, just me and my wife. And that's what I want to do with my 60. And I said, that's what I want, 2 weeks in the islands on a yacht. Well, when I pulled up to the boat, it says for rent with those ties on it, real tight on the rails, for rent with a phone number. I said, I'm not getting on the boat with that sign on it. And they said, why? I said, I'm not riding around on a rental. He goes, but it is a rental. I said, it can be a rental in 2 weeks. But the next 2 weeks,
it's mine.
I don't like maybe that's stupid, but for let's say Wheels Up, I flew in the other day, and a real famous football player flew in a Wheels Up, and I feel like I'm flying on a rented plane. And if you're chartered a plane, it's the same thing, but it makes you feel different. If you got a nondescript plane, it doesn't say for rent or look, I'm flying on a rented plane. But when you start to feel like, that's what, dude, you got to see it to bit. So charter a plane.
I've done it a few times. I probably 4 or 5 times. I'm like, man, I feel spoiled, but I like it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll be in sweatpants on a jet. I don't need them much, but
I ain't got to take my belt off. I ain't got to take my shoes off. I don't have to take my hat off. I pull up and I put the stuff on the plane and I'm gone. So I told somebody else in the music business, I'm gonna stop dropping names. That if I were to lose everything again, the last thing I'm losing is my plane. I can't let you take that. Anyway.
Talk to them about scaling a company, scaling a business. I think there's a lot of people, especially in our space, that do it, but if they stop selling, which sales is great, it gets you somewhere, but if you stop selling, there's no income left. So I'm in the big. For me, I want to scale, and I'm always trying to get better at it. So I'd love your thoughts on that.
It's when you decide to scale is when you decide to double your workload. So I'm just straight up. So, and to get where you really want to be, if you really want to be the best you, if you want to be the you that God intended you to be, that means you got to give it everything you have, and that means you have to scale at some point. You have to. Can I just be the insurance salesperson and make $500,000 a year and I'd be happy with that? If that's you, that's who you are. I'm never trying to talk anybody into being an entrepreneur, because anybody listening to this has probably heard me say this. In my opinion, a true entrepreneur has a mental disorder. I believe entrepreneurship is a mental disorder. So if you don't have that mental disorder, congratulations. Kind of wish I didn't have it. I could just go sell something and make $500,000 or $1 million or whatever it is and go home and have a happy, healthy life. But my brain doesn't work like that. So if your brain works like my brain, and then you have to scale, what you have to do is this: you must continue to sell. So whatever your sales are, they have to stay there. You got to sell. And whatever your recruiting effort. So when I was in the insurance business, when I built my Wesley Financial Group in 1989, was formed as an insurance marketing company.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. And when I wrote down the business plan, one of the first things was, so I'm selling $10,000 a week in premium personally every week myself. Yep. That's my minimum. Got to do that. I've got to recruit 4 people this week. And I've got to help my other managers. I got 10 managers. Each one of them are going to sell 10,000, and each one of them are going to record 4. So at the end of a week, if it'd be Friday morning and everybody wanted to go play golf, and I go, guys, I sold $25,000 in business this week, but I've only recruited 3 people. I got to go recruit one more person. Then I could go play golf. I can't stop until I do that. So to me, when you say scaling, that's the first thing I think of is you got to keep what you're already doing going. Yeah. So especially in insurance, because I've done this, you got to keep your sales where they're at, and you got to recruit. So to me, to scale means recruit and grow. Yeah. And as you get bigger, you got to get to a point to where you don't have to go do the sales. You've got so many people you got to worry about, but that you need to act like that's never going to happen. And you got to wait until you're really at the top of the mountain. So to scale in any business, make sure you keep doing what you were doing before you decided to flip that switch and go scale your business. Yeah. I mean, if you're in real estate and you're selling, and another great business now that there's like insurance, so people will allow you to go build your own company inside their company. So if you're going real estate and you sell 50 homes a year, and you want to go start recruiting people, and like the old saying, I'd rather make 1% off of 100 people than 100% off myself. Yep. Disagree. I want to make 100% off my own sales because I'm going to outsell, and I want 1% off of 100. Sir. But here's one thing: I'm going to do that while not one of those 100 people are going to outsell me. That can't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a problem with being competitive.
You're speaking my language now, bro. I love it.
I see a therapist over just being too competitive. It's almost it's a burden, but that's just, again, that's being a real entrepreneur, in my opinion, and I call it a mental disorder. Man, I get people get mad at me when I say that, but if you don't wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning at least once a week, shaking a little bit and like, oh my God, but I got an idea and I got to write it down, I'm not sure you're an entrepreneur. And I'm going to say this thing, I'm going to make sure everybody understands that. There's nothing wrong with that. My wife is obviously the best human I've ever met in my life. She's not an entrepreneur. She could not go borrow money against her house and load up every credit card she has to start a business and there's a chance she could lose her house, her car, and everything she has, and be be homeless. Unless now you got to turn into someone. I got to go convince somebody to rent me something, and I just got foreclosed on. So not everybody has that. So I'll never try to talk anybody into that. But if you do have that, you can't half-ass it.
Yeah. It's funny, as you're talking, I'm dying laughing about a couple of things. Amanda and I we had to come up with this like system. We didn't create the system, we just use it, called Trello. And it was built for me. Like I used to wake up, say, middle of the night, and I'd have an idea or a thought or something, and I'd text her, and she'd be like, dude, really? I'm like, I got to get it out. So we've used it for like 5 years now, 4 or 5 years, Trello. And so when I think of something, I put it in there, and then it notifies her like, hey, she'd be like, dude, I got 4 messages. I woke up to 4 or 5 different messages overnight from you thinking. They're like, wait, I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. And in the scaling side,
I do it on purpose.
I bet. See if
I'll email my C-level executives.
Yeah.
An idea at 3:37 in the morning because I am up and I'm working, but I want them to know that I'm up working.
Yeah.
This is your crazy ass boss is working right now while you're sleeping. So see you in the morning.
Yeah. We laugh about it all the time here. What's crazy in the insurance business, I'm glad I'm on track with some of it. I remember a lot of people ask me like, when do you like stop selling, start recruiting? And like you said, it's kind of a blend. You got to do both for a time. I remember, dude, I had to get out of the field selling because when I was in a home, I had so many agents calling me for sales help. I was literally losing money by selling. Like it was just I just couldn't, it cost me more to sell. So I'm like, all right, now's time. And I did that for years. And one of the things we do today, which I love, competing with people, we have these leaderboards so we have managers too. Managers recruit and do all their stuff. We build a leaderboard, dude, where we break the managers out and I compete against them. So even though I get credit, they're my team, but I break everybody out and I go, if you're a manager, all right, remove you and let's me and you go head to head. We built this sucker that way.
Yeah. I will say this to you,
and it's fun.
And I don't do this as much as I should. You just reminded me of it. I'm gonna get back in it, but when you get to the point, like, in any business, I was still start saying this business or that business, but in any business, when you get to the point that you don't have the time to sell, make sure that you sell something once a week, a couple times a month, because to me, that's like a workout. It helps my brain. And so I would say if you're in sales and you're building a sales team, never completely 100% stop.
Yep.
I mean, like in your case, have you one appointment a month where you're getting to sell because it just keeps you fresh and
keeps you on top. Yeah.
It's healthy. I think it's healthy for our brain. I'll have people in my office, so they'll bring a client. I've got a client that's got this problem, that problem. And because I'll tell them, if you run into a case where you can't close them or bring it to me, let me tell you the deal because I enjoy doing it. So I would say that even when you will, that's when you're becoming successful and you're getting there. When you get so busy helping your other people, the people, I call it our coworkers, when you're helping them be successful, but you don't have the time to sell, that's when you're starting to. That's when you're almost ready to go get a piece of that jet.
Yeah, working on it, brother.
Yeah.
How do you decide who to scale with? Like who to give time to, who to put the energy, you know what I mean? How do you do that? But a lot of people struggle, myself included. I've struggled with that over the years.
Number one, we have a rule here. We don't hire anyone unless they can demonstrate that they love themselves and they love their family. So if you love yourself but you cheat on your wife, I'm not hiring you. Okay. So if you love yourself, you love your family, there's a chance you might love me and my company. But if you don't love yourself and don't love your family, it starts with being a good human. If I take you golfing and I see you cheat, I'm not hiring you. We may play golf again in the future. I'm not going to hold it against you. You just say you want to cheat at golf. That's okay. Now, if you're an asshole, that's a whole different thing. I got a barrier around me. I call it the no asshole zone. If you're an asshole, I'll keep you away from it. But who I help is simply people that I know love themselves and love their family, and that I know have my back.
Okay.
And if I know, sometimes you think you know who that is, and you don't. And that's part of life. I mean, to think that the old saying, "No good deed goes unpunished," is an absolute 1,000% fact. But yeah, if I know that somebody has the potential to be successful, and I know they love themselves and their family, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make them successful. Now, I've said this to you. When I was in the insurance business, I didn't hire anybody unless you paid me $495.
Yeah, I remember that's right. Yeah.
I mean, the reason I did it was because I needed to stay alive. So my goal was to hire 10 people a week, make $5,000 a week. But what came from it was, so like the product that we were selling, a deposit term product, I said, once you sell 4, I'll give you your money back, and I'm going to send your spouse a $100 gift card to his or her favorite restaurant. And I'll call a spouse and say, your husband or wife just paid $495 for a job. Once they sell 4, I'm going to send you to dinner. And what I saw was that was probably the first goal they ever set in their life. My goal is to go get my money back. And then when they get their money back, they go, you know what? I can do this. I found something I'm good at. And the spouse, most of the time it was a man, and the wife were going to take the dinner. But the wife's going to get his ass out of bed every morning too. Go get that $495 back. But it caused him or her, normally her, to become part of my company, unknowing, because she was rooting for her husband, which means she's rooting for us. But I think that everybody in some form or fashion needs to have some skin in the game, whether it's charging people for a job or what. You need to have some, whether it's your time, whether it's I will hire you if you'll go work with Bishop Marcus Campbell's church once a month for a couple of hours. Because I say it like this: if I'm going to spend 24 hours a day, because it's what I'm doing, if I'm going to spend 24 hours a day trying to make sure you're successful, I need to know that you're not riding down the road going, well, if this doesn't work out, I'll just go find another job. Yeah. I'm not good at that. So I'm not good at somebody I'm going to try this for a while. Like I'm in this EO, Entrepreneurs Organization. I had a guy sit beside me one day. He goes, well, I'm going to try this for a year. And I went, dude, I'm not hanging out with somebody that's going to try something. Mm-hmm. You're either all in or you're all out, but I need you to pick one. So
I love that.
But, and I keep saying this, but Zig Ziglar said it. If you help enough folks get what they want in their life, you're going to get what you want.
Yeah.
And
brother.
That's, just help enough people get what they want. So if you've got co-workers, salespeople that work for you, and what do you want? I need your goals. What do you want out of life? What do you want out of this? My job's to help you get there. And if you help enough people get what they want, then you're going to get what you want.
Yeah. But a lot of people I see are focused on the other side. They're focused on what they'll get out of hiring someone. to build something, which I did that at the beginning too, to be honest. When I first started building this, I was building it for me, and I didn't get much traction, man. And when I started going like, hey, let me teach you how to make X amount selling life insurance like I did, you know what I mean? Dude, this thing started changing rapidly.
So let me ask you this. I know you're probably running out of time. Let me ask you this. And I got time if you got time. So
me too.
So what's a good income for somebody in your industry?
It depends probably who you ask.
So if I said $100,000, how many are making over $100,000 a year?
It's so for the average insurance agent makes like 40. If I put everybody in a bucket, right?
Sure.
But if you take the
that's your 80-20 rule.
Yeah, correct. But if I take some of the top guy, if I take that 20, dude, the lower end ones are making 250. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it can be 500 plus if you're at that higher tier.
So 250.
250 is a fair number to go like, he's doing pretty good.
So if I'm a manager working with you, how many people do I need doing 250 to make $1 million?
Oh, good question. Probably 20. You do it easy. Yeah, you do it easy then.
So my goal is to be to go. I gotta go find 20 people who want to make $250,000 a year, and whatever I have to do, I got to help you get to $250,000 a year. Yeah. I'm doing nothing except helping people. So if all you're doing is helping people, you're going to get there. If I help you make 250, so I got 1, I got 2, I got 10. All of a sudden, I've got 20 people making 250, and then I got another 5 making $500,000.
Yeah.
Now I got my plane.
Yeah.
So it has to start with, I want to get here. Well, I got to write it. Well, everything, I mean, to the finest detail. What time I have to get up in the morning, what I have to eat all day, whatever I have to do to get to here, I got to write it down and put it on. I know everybody, I laugh at my kids. I go, these little boxes we carry around talking with laptops, everybody types it. I got to write it. I got a pad. It's going to be right here. It won't take but 2 seconds. I pull it out. This is what my book says. Everybody read that?
I got sheets of them right here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Business bullshit. I love it.
So I write my business bullshit in this, but I write it down. I know what it is, and so in your business, it's all about helping people, man.
Yeah.
Everything we do in life is about helping people.
True.
I mean, it's like the Bible talks about tithing. That's what God doesn't need 10% of our money, but what it does is it helps us help other people. And if you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get it, man.
Life will be good. I love it, dude. Well, as always, I appreciate your time.
Yeah. And, next time we got to get people to get us some questions.
I agree. Dude,
I want to help people with this. And there's people that have questions now. You got questions?
They have them. They just ain't asking them. And now it's too late. Now I'm like, hey, we're done. I'll ask them for 4 days. I don't care. I'll just keep asking. This would be like a one-on-one therapy session if we need.
If anybody, I hope it's okay for me to say this, but if anybody has any questions about anything, you're welcome to find me on social, wherever, and send me a question. I'm happy to call and talk to you or text you back or something. But my life is all about helping people. And so if there's somebody here that needs help with something or has a question or is failing and they need to figure out how they get out of that's a quicksand. That's I keep going back to that. That is the hardest part of life, is having something happen to you and you blaming and everything on that, and you can't get up off the mat. You're in quicksand. You're sinking. And there's people listening to this right now that there's somebody listening right now that's probably in tears thinking about it because they can't get out of it. And once you get out of it, that's when your life changes, and you got to get out of it or you're dead. You're just going to sit there forever. You can't sit there forever. You have to get out of whatever you're in. And 99% of the time, it's right here. Yeah. But if anybody needs any help with that, or if anybody needs anything from me, I'm always available. I put that ahead of my business.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't. No.
Probably
that's
should.
Just me. I mean, Yeah. So I'm here to help, and John, I know you're there to help. So
always, brother.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll keep doing these. Yeah, we'll keep doing them because I enjoy it, and I enjoy talking to you, and I learn a lot from you every time we speak, and you know, I relate to you a lot in your thought process. It's very easy for me to understand what you're saying, and I'm like, you know, maybe that's not for everybody, but I love it. So I appreciate your time as always, and hopefully you still home next week. You still gonna be in Nashville next week?
I'm in town next week. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'll shoot you a text in a minute. I get in Thursday.
All right.
So if you're around,
what's that date? Do you know?
The 30th.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll leave. Yeah, maybe we'll go to Soho. We'll have lunch or something.
Yeah.
I think I'll leave
I get in at like 1 on Thursday.
Okay. Yeah, just holler at me, man. Send me a text. Let me know. We'll get together and we'll have lunch or dinner or something.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a text. Yeah, I love it, dude. I appreciate it. Thanks,
Have
everybody. Y'all have a great day.
Crush it. Crush it. No half-assing.
None of that, dude.
See you, my friend.
Later.